Austria Elizabeth, back with the Granny Rose 2 Sal. So at this point, you have finished your motifs like this, with the granny round and a half double crochet round. So this week, I'm going to show you some different options of how you can square these off. But first, I will show you some of the projects that I made with this option. And this is the one I've been working on with you. I'm going to make a pillow. I made a lot more of these, many, many more, that I will eventually work on in the next year between projects to make a blanket, because I really like the way it turned out. And I'm considering doing a couple of videos on the join and a border for these and a back. So if you're interested in that, leave me a message or comment, and I will consider filming those. So this is the pillow that is made entirely of those motifs that I taught you. The tricolor Granny Rose 2 pillow. Tricolor because it's 3, but you could just use 2 or 1. And then in this video that's coming up, or the tutorial, I will show you some different options with the flower with a different square. So the first one is the Claudia Blossom. This is a new pattern that I'm releasing this week. That's March 2023. And it is the same flower that you made with the same 8 loops on the back. And I've turned it into a circle and then into a square. And that gives it a whole different look. Here it is in some different colors. And then here's another upcoming pattern called the Rose Gold, or Gold Rose, haven't decided yet. And it is that same flower again, but this time is squared off as a solid granny square, and then a half double crochet row around that is the same color as the flower. And I just blocked them, did color blocks like that. And so there are a couple more options that I'll show you in just a second, and I'm really excited about them. And here we go. Hello, it's Austria Elizabeth again with Apple Blossom Dreams. And this is week 6 of the Granny Rose 2 Sal Stash Along. And last week we completed this square, the rose and the square around it. And I made these small like this because I wanted this to be a pretty dense project with lots of flowers, because I wanted to be able to use a lot of my stash for the flowers. And so this week I just thought I would show you some options on some different things that you could do around the rose. So this one here is just a solid granny square. There's no chain between the clusters. There's a double crochet, 2 double crochets all along the side, and then there are 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets in the corners. You can probably see the pattern or the notes on it there. And I'm just calling that the solid granny square. And I did an extra row on this one. So this row here would have been the your half double crochet row, but instead there wasn't I didn't crochet in the spaces between the clusters. I didn't create a chain or crochet in between them. I just double crocheted in every stitch. When I got to the corner, 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets all the way around, and then I did the exact same thing on the last row. And it makes kind of that general 4 inches by 4 inches granny square, and this would be a solid granny square. Then the next one I made was just a regular granny square. So that's no chain between this first, between your 3 your clusters that are 3 double crochets. There are 3 double crochets, 2 chains, and 3 double crochets in the corners. And you just work it like a regular granny square. And it looks like this. And of course these colors could be alternated. I have the light gray in the first 2, and then this kind of blush color in the next one. But you could alternate those colors, and then you could use up more stash colors that way. And this also makes the standard 4 inches by 4 inches granny square. Then this one here I was just playing with a little bit. It is just the way that we made it before. The chain one between the clusters, the corners are but the corners are a little different. I wanted the corner to maybe square out a little bit more. So you know how in the corner we did 3 double crochets? Here I did 2 double crochets, a treble, 2 chains, a treble, and 2 double crochets. Everything else is exactly the same as the Granny Rose 2, and it just makes it a little bit more square than the original. This has kind of a rounded corner, and this now has more of a square corner. And this one here is just the one that we did. I just wanted to show it in a different color. So this is the Granny Rose 2. And this one I'm using in a pattern that I'm writing right now called the Claudia Afghan. And instead of making this square, this first round after the rose square, I just crocheted 5 double crochets in each chain 3 space, and that created this round circle here. This one I did in green. This one I just kept the same color. And then around the sides, I squared it off by crocheting in the corners a double, a treble, 2 chains, a treble, a double. That's all in the corner. And then in each stitch across for the side is a double, a half, single, 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 half, a double, and then a corner again. And that creates a circle first, and then a square in the last row. So maybe you might want to try some of these options. They're all really fun. This is going to give you a very standard size for a granny square, a little bit bigger than the ones that we have been making. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section, and I hope you're having a lot of fun with this project. Goodbye for now.